This is News 3 Now at 6.
And you're getting a live look right now at Fiserv Forum over in Milwaukee, where in just 2 hours, 8 presidential hopefuls from the Republican Party will take the stage in their first debate of the 2024 campaign. We have live team coverage in Milwaukee, in and outside Fiserv Forum, as the candidates get ready. But before we get to them, we must begin with today's weather, specifically the dangerously hot and humid conditions out there.
Right now, southern Wisconsin is dealing with temperatures around triple digits. Another alert day is in the forecast for today, and we have team coverage bringing you the latest information on these conditions and the dangers they pose. Let's first start with a check of the first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Charlotte, we have first warn weather alert days not only for tonight but also for tomorrow as well. We're going to be dealing with high heat and humidity. Even tonight, heat index readings will stay at or above 85 degrees. That means that it puts a lot of stress on the body. Tomorrow, high temperatures could be up around 100 degrees with heat index readings perhaps as high as 115 degrees. Now, with all that moisture in the air, the atmosphere is very unstable, but there's really nothing to trigger thunderstorms. However, if a storm can develop, it could become severe very quickly. And the Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal or level 1 risk for a severe thunderstorm, with high winds being the main threat. Nothing out there right now, but as we zoom into southern Wisconsin, one of the six-hour future track models shows some storms developing aroond Fond du Lac and then tracking into the Milwaukee area. The other shorter range computer model shows pretty much storms in the same area, but drifting more like toward east central Wisconsin. Most of these will stay outside of southern Wisconsin. Current temperatures: 95 Madison, 102 in Boscobel, 101 Prairie du Chien. That's the actual temperature. Here in Dane County, 96 Cross Plains, 95 Sun Prairie, 94 in Deerfield. Factor in the humidity, it feels like 115 in Verona, 114 in Belleville, 115 degrees in McFarland, and that's pretty typical across southern Wisconsin. Heat index 107 in Platteville, 114 in La Crosse, and 108 even in Camp Douglas, because dew point temperatures are in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Just soupy air out there. There are excessive heat warnings in effect until 7 p.m. tomorrow for areas south of Wisconsin Dells. North of the Dells, the warning is until 9 o'clock, and then a heat advisory overnight through the day tomorrow. Look for skies to be mostly clear this evening outside of a thunderstorm chance for our far eastern viewers. Temperatures dropping only into the upper 80s by late evening. Heat index readings will still be around triple digits. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that does include perhaps some break in the heat. But for now, let's go to Jacob Montesano out in the heat, having to deal with the elements.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is very hot outside, and one thing to point out is there is no cloud in the sky. I do not see a single cloud out here, so there's no breaks from the heat. And even if you do step in the shade, the heat index in the shade is about 15 degrees cooler than in the sun. And as Gary mentioned, some of the heat index values are up to 115 right now, so we're still talking heat index values in the triple digits. Now, there are people enjoying the pool. Right now, swim lessons has started. The actual pool here has closed, but even if you are in the water, although you feel a lot better, your body still needs to drink some water. So make sure if you do have plans on swimming tomorrow to drink plenty of water, take some breaks, because we have an alert day tomorrow as well. But it is going to be a lot better later in the week. Gary will have more on that a little bit later in the show.
All right, Jacob, thank you. With all the heat, families are still heading outdoors right now before the start of the new school year.
Our Jalen Banks joins us now out on the weather patio to share with us how to keep your kids safe in this heat. Jalen?
So guys, even though I am on the weather patio in the shade, let me tell you, it is hot and humid. But being out in the community, I was able to talk to a mother who spent the day outside with her daughter. And she says that despite the heat, she still feels that it's important to bring her daughter out and be active. And I was able to catch up with the DHS, speaking to different tips on how to be safe out in this heat. And they said that there's plenty of things you can do to still be outside to accomplish those goals of staying active for your kids.
It's sort of a difficult balance of balancing the weather and those activities. Take frequent breaks, change the time of the day, do it in shady areas, ensure that there's good hydration and appropriate clothing, very light clothing.
And our Armand Rahman reported this week to be mindful of hot surfaces that can act as heat conductors, such as swings, park benches, slides, and other things of that nature that can also act as conductors. The mother that I was able to catch up with this week, being out at the park with her and her daughter, they showed me the things that they do to stay safe out in the heat at a park. You can catch that full story on our website at channel3000.com.
And we have new information on a deadly crash near Reedsburg that killed a young girl waiting for a school bus. The 18-year-old behind the wheel has now been charged with homicide. Kevin Green made his initial court appearance in the case this afternoon. He is charged with hitting and killing 13-year-old Evelyn Gurney on May 12th. According to a criminal complaint, Green denied being on his cell phone at the time of the crash, but a review of his phone found he had both sent and received a text message within a minute of that crash. Green's signature bond was set at $25,000. Well, after months of campaigning and fundraising, Republican presidential candidates will take the stage at Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee.
And each will make their case for why America should choose them as the next president of the United States. These 8 candidates will be up on stage for the debate. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump, who has a sizable lead in the polls, will not be debating. Instead, choosing to do a social media interview with Tucker Carlson instead. News 3 Now has been in Milwaukee since early today, picking up the latest information and reaction from the crowd all day long. And let's start inside Pfizer Forum with political reporter Will Keneally. Will, what's the latest you're hearing right now?
Well, so we're here right now in what's called the spin room, where we will hear the latest from both the candidates and campaign staff, essentially reacting to what we hear tonight in the debate. Now, we won't hear from former President Donald Trump on the debate stage. He's skipping it to do that separate interview. But we caught up earlier with U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's here in Milwaukee campaigning for the former president.
He's winning this primary. He's winning with over 60% of the vote with primary voters. America's already showed that they want President Trump back.
You'll be able to hear straight from the horse's mouth about the extreme and wildly out of touch vision, and I put that in air quotes, for America.
So that was Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway there, and she's been advising the Biden campaign as it gears up for re-election in 2024. Now, we'll be providing you the latest here in the spin room throughout the evening, but we'll go now outside to Catherine Merck, who's outside the venue, waiting to hear from people who are waiting to hear from the debate.
More and more people continue to gather here in the Deer District outside of Pfizer Forum, and people are coming from all over the state just to be able to get a glimpse of the spectacle that has been created here. 2 of those people that I spoke to are recent graduates from Sauk Prairie High School, one interested in pursuing politics as a career. She said this is part of the benefit of living in a swing state.
I'm majoring in political science, and like my dream job would be like a senator, like Ron Johnson, stuff like that. And this just seems super cool that it's like close to home.
Right now, it's a mix of both President Trump's or former President Trump's supporters and other people who are Republican coming into the event tonight. Make sure to stick with us for News 3 Now at 10 o'clock for a wrap-up of all things that have happened here outside of Pfizer Forum. Reporting live from Milwaukee, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
And as Catherine was saying after tonight's debate, be sure to tune in to News 3 Now at 10, where both she and Will break down what was said, who made the biggest impact, who took the biggest hit, and what those who attended the debate thought. Still to come on News 3 Now at 6, we continue our coverage on tonight's Republican debate.
When we come back, we ask the experts what they think will happen and if anyone can make a dent in former President Trump's large lead in the polls. Stay with us.
At USA Insulation, we fix hot homes. Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Steinhoffel's Labor Day sale is bigger than ever with huge savings throughout the store and hundreds of incredible bonus buys. Like a Beauty Rest Queen mattress, $3.99. This sofa, $4.99. Dining table, only $7.49. A queen bed, now $7.79. Plus, right now, save up to 40% on patio furniture. And make your new room more affordable when you use our 72-month financing. It's Steinhoffel's Labor Day sale. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
In a Class 3 casino, you're playing against the house, so there's no guarantee a player has to win ever. And in a Class 2 casino, the players play against each other and not the house. So someone always wins.
So you're saying...
He's saying if you want to win at something, you have to go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, a Class 2 casino where someone has to win.
How about this then?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet, like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. The first presidential debate of the 2024 presidential election is less than 2 hours away. Republican presidential hopefuls will square off in the primary debate.
So what can we expect from these candidates tonight? Joining us once again, UW journalism professor Mike Wagner and Republican analyst Brandon Scholes. Gentlemen, thanks once again for joining us on a big night. The eyes of the nation, again, politically, are on Wisconsin. So, you know, they're trying to reach the nation, right? But also Wisconsin obviously playing a big role here. What kind of message do you think, and Mike, we'll start with you, kind of connects with Wisconsin voters? What do they need to do to kind of connect?
Well, I think that Wisconsin voters are looking for a record of competence and attention to issues that Wisconsinites care about. And so there's, opportunities to attack President Trump, and there's opportunities to try to score rhetorically. But most Wisconsin voters are more interested in substance. And so I think candidates introducing themselves, their record, and their plans will be more effective than other kinds of things. Might not make a media moment, but it would be more effective for voters.
Brandon?
I think they may want to look. They're not going to take Trump supporters away tonight. That's not going to happen. So, do you go after the Trump base? No. What you want to do is try and convince people that you bring a lot to the game. You're a good person. You good qualities, good characteristics. You talk about a couple of issues that may be important. It doesn't have to be Trump issues. You need to set yourself aside as somebody who's a credible candidate. You're on that stage. You can see who the rest of them are. But at the end, you walk off and you've made people understand who you are. You've given a little picture to yourself, a little insight as to what you do. And if you can get out of that debate tonight with that, you've taken a step forward.
So if you put your consultant hat on in here, is that what you would tell them to do? Since Trump is not there, how do you get to stand out?
You talk about who you are. You talk about some of the issues. You could take a poke at the former president if you want. You could take a poke at the president if you want. That doesn't hurt you, but you can't spend all night doing that. Take one or two shots, but really walk out. People have to have something about you when this is all done. You got 8 people on the stage. You have former president out there. Tomorrow morning, you want somebody to say, "Did you see what somebody said?" That's all you need in a positive way.
If a debate viewer can leave this debate saying, "This is what someone's for," that candidate will have succeeded.
So this is a long haul, though. This is just the first of a whole, year plus.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any pressure on them that they got to perform now? I mean, DeSantis, everybody thought he'd maybe have some good numbers. He's way behind Trump. Does anybody have pressure on him? Because this is also expensive, too.
I think that Governor DeSantis and Vice President Pence have more pressure in the sense that they're known commodities, and we thought that DeSantis might be performing a little bit better against former President Trump than he currently is. That might put pressure on his donors and supporters if things don't go well, but it's very early, and we shouldn't expect someone to drop out after one debate.
Yeah, we're all sitting, a lot of these people, with except DeSantis, they're sitting there 1%, 2%, 3%. So it's not like this campaign has been moving and building, and all of a sudden we're here. This is the first debate. 14 months from now, 11 from Wisconsin's primary, there's a lot that's going to go on. You come out of tonight's debate in a good position. You don't make a fool out of yourself. You take your shots, and then you've got the next couple of weeks to spin it whatever the way you want.
And we know anything can happen between now and then.
Many things will happen.
And we know Wisconsin will be right in the mix. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. We look forward to hearing from you as well tonight. The post-debate analysis tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Guys, thanks again.
Thank you.
Still ahead, when temperatures get this hot, many of us would like to take a dip in the pool or maybe the lake to cool off.
But what about those on lifeguard duty? Up next, we hear how the pool staff are handling these tropical conditions.
And when should we expect these temps to cool off? Gary with the answers. Complete forecast when we come back.
Keep your home protected with Menard's great selection of exterior paints and stains. Dutch Boy Exterior Stain and Sealer is dirt and scuff resistant and begins repelling rain in just 4 hours after application. Pick up a gallon for $31.99 after rebate. Refresh your home with a new coat of Dutch Boy Forever Paint and Primer in one. It offers exceptional hide and fade resistance for a beautiful color that lasts. Get a gallon of Forever Exterior for $37.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
Summer is ending, but the savings are endless at Bob's Discount Furniture. And this Labor Day weekend, I'm throwing a summer send-off celebration with 6, 12, 30, and 60-month financing options and new everyday low prices on highly rated living rooms, best-selling bedrooms, stylish dining sets, and of course, my world-famous Bobapedic mattresses. Plus entertainment and yummy treats for the kiddos. It's gonna be great. Great indeed, Balloon Bob. So join the fun at my summer send-off celebration this Labor Day weekend in all my stores.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
from Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate summer with our hot summer sale. We're talking about hot savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our hot summer sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full siding project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
It's been a hot one for Madison. Our Braden Ross joins us live from Goodman Pool, where plenty of people have been cooling off all day.
She's been talking to people across the city about how they're trying to beat the heat. And Braden, have you learned any new tips other than maybe just jump in the pool?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I can't jump in the pool quite yet, but I did learn quite a few tips from people. One that stood out to me the most, though, might surprise you. You don't have to always beat the heat. You actually can also embrace it. PJ Gaddy isn't sweating the details.
It's just a number, okay?
That number PJ's talking about is somewhere in the upper 90s.
I'm out there by the water, so it's gonna be a cool breeze. I'm in the shade, so I'm just enjoying myself before it turns really hot and I have to leave.
He's one of the brave souls across Madison that aren't shying away from the heat.
I am about to faint. It is really hot out here.
Raylyn was first in line to take a dip at Goodman Pool today.
I'm really excited to be at the pool.
And on a day like this one, she's not the only one with that idea.
Yeah, we're expecting them to be here in force. We're just keeping an extra eye on them, especially those that aren't in the water as much. Make sure they don't get heat exhaustion.
But it's not just the swimmers they're worried about.
You know, I wish I could be the one swimming in there while everyone else is, but I got a job to do, so.
City of Madison Aquatic Parks and Program Coordinator Shane Martin has one motto for his lifeguards on days like today.
Take care of ourselves and they can take care of the public.
And when they have the courage to take on the hottest day of the year, they're certainly rewarded.
And in the guard room, when they're on break, we also have ice cream and popsicles.
But if you're thinking you're over the heat, PJ has one last message for you.
Enjoy the hot because it's gonna be cold soon.
Now, things aren't expected to cool down much tomorrow, so if you're going to take PJ's advice and come out and embrace the heat, maybe come to the pool, take a dip, make sure you're doing so safely, make sure you're staying hydrated and everything, all the things that you need to do to stay safe in this type of heat. For now, in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
All right, Braden, thank you. Let's check back in with Gary for the latest on this alert day.
Yeah, this is just unbelievable. The heat and the humidity. Taking a look at some of the record high temperatures so far, and these are still unofficial numbers. They could change a little bit once the hourly conditions are looked between the hours to see whether or not temperatures got higher than these. But you can see 104 for the high in La Crosse, Milwaukee, 101. Those were record high temperatures. Minneapolis, 98. O'Hare in Chicago, 98. Oshkosh, 98. Dubuque, Iowa, 97 degrees. Now here in Madison, we have not set a record. Yesterday, of course, we were below the records, but this morning's low of 78 degrees will most likely set a record. It'll become official after midnight tonight when we don't drop below that. So the previous record, 74, set back in 1948. So far, 96, the best we could do in Madison. The record high is 98. But again, it's possible that that high temperature could have occurred in between the hourly observations. So we'll find out at 7 o'clock whether or not we actually got higher than 96. Tomorrow, we've got a low temperature of 79 forecast. That would break the record low of 77, set all the way back in 1869 at the beginning of Madison weather records. 97 predicted high for tomorrow, very close to the record high of 98 degrees. And as far as where we are on the effects of heat and humidity, we're in the danger zone here. Heat exhaustion likely and heat stroke possible, especially if you're outside for any kind of a long period of time. Tomorrow, very similar conditions. Look for heat index readings by mid-afternoon to get up close to 110 and then drop off. The winds will shift around to the north and we'll start to see a little bit of a drop in the humidity. With all that moisture in the air, if you get a thunderstorm to develop, there's a chance that it could become strong to severe very quickly. Storm Prediction Center has a marginal or level 1 risk for severe thunderstorms. But you can see nothing going on right now across our part of the Midwest. However, the shorter range future track models show some storms developing around Fond du Lac right along the lake breeze, and then these would travel more toward Milwaukee. So the far eastern parts of our viewing area could be affected. The other shorter range future track model takes even more of a easterly component to this over towards Sheboygan or south of Sheboygan, and most of us will stay high and dry. Right now, there's not a cloud in the sky around Madison. But here are the temperatures. 95 right now in Madison, still 102 in Boscobel. Here in Dane County, 96 in Middleton, 97 in Sauk City, 95 in Oregon. You factor in the humidity, it feels like 114 in Belleville, 114 in Mount Horeb, 114 in Sauk City. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, it's 116, the heat index in Boscobel, 108 in Camp Douglas, and 118 is what it feels like right now in Janesville because the dew point temperature there is 81 degrees, just unusually high levels of humidity. Excessive heat warning until 7 p.m. south of the Dells through to 7 p.m. tomorrow, north of the Dells until 9 p.m. tonight, and then a heat advisory after that. Look for a low temperature of 79 in Middleton, 80 in Mount Vernon. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 80 in Janesville, 80 for the overnight low in Monroe. Tomorrow, back up to 97 degrees, hot and humid with the heat index perhaps as high as 107. Even overnight, heat index values in the mid-80s, and by tomorrow afternoon, they're back into the triple digits over all of southern Wisconsin. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast. We see a break in the heat as we head into the weekend. Some thunderstorm chances Friday, mid-70s for the weekend, and then back into the low to mid-80s by the end of next week.
And coming up in sports, a well-deserved ice bath. Who walked it off for the Crew to push Milwaukee's win streak to 5 straight games? Find out next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Labor Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Subway's now slicing their meats fresh. That's why Subway's preferred by this champ and his future champ. And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. He's cocky for a 19-year-old.
The First Warn Weather Team are tracking temperatures on the downward trend as we head towards the weekend. But just what are the chances of extreme heat moving back into southern Wisconsin over the course of the next 14 days? That's coming up in the Beyond the Barometer series.
Right now, the Brewers are about as hot as the temperature outside. The crew is currently on a 4-game win streak, and it's not like the wins are against the A's and the Rockies. They've swept the AL West leading Rangers and are looking for another sweep over the AL Central leading Twins. Tied at 7 in the bottom of the 10th, Bryce Turang chops one to third, beats the throw to first to bring home Willie Adames and walk it off for the crew. And on a day like today, yeah, you welcome that ice bath. Brewers win 8-7, the final. New coach, new era. That's how Jace Rindle opened up Whitewater football's media day this afternoon. But the first-year head coach made it clear that the tradition isn't going anywhere. They're still pounding the rock. And unlike in years past, that winning tradition has a gauntlet of a schedule. Whitewater's first 6 games are against teams ranked in the top 25. But the first-year head coach isn't too worried about the number before his opponent's name.
No fan or critic could put a higher expectation on Jace Rindle than me. So to shy away or think that because a team's got a record or a ranking, I don't even know what the rankings are. I don't even know what we're ranked, and that's just how I think about things. But let's go.
Doesn't matter who you put in front of us, we'll take them down. So it doesn't matter who we're playing. Each week, each game is just as important as the others.
I think Coach Rindle could still play.
Yeah, he could. Looks like it.
Not in a day like today.
I feel for all those athletes out there today.
It is just blistering hot out there. This just looks hot. Not a cloud in the sky over Madison or over Platteville, but the potential is there with all that humidity that a thunderstorm could pop up. Nothing showing up on high-resolution radar. We're watching the area right around Fond du Lac in the Fox Valley because a couple of the shorter-range computer models show storms developing and then heading toward Milwaukee, at least one of them. The other one brings it more eastward toward Sheboygan and north of Milwaukee, so very few, if any, of our viewers will see anything. Mainly eastern Dodge County would really only see the only threat for a thunderstorm, but you can see right now, 95 Madison, 100 in La Crosse. They hit 104 this afternoon. Dane County, 94 in Deerfield, 95 in Belleville. Look at the heat index readings. 110 to 115.
Stay cool out there, folks. Thanks for joining us.